Hello, my name is Ujjwal Kumar. I have cleared UPSC EPFO Enforcement Officer Account Officer exam with a rank of 274. I am here to share my experience regarding the preparation for EPFO and the other exams which I have been preparing for, and my journey since 2019 when I left my job for preparing for civil services. I'm from Gaya in Bihar, and I did my engineering in power engineering from Jadavpur University, Calcutta. After that, I worked as a business operation associate in ZS Associates, and then I left my job in around 2019 May and came to Delhi for preparing for civil services. Preparing for civil services while giving other exams also, I sat for state pieces also, for CAPF also, for CDS also. I gave all the exams which were related to my preparation. So here I'll share my experience that what are the negatives of this and what are the positives of preparing for this, because EPFO was one of the exams. Its notification came out in 2020. That was my second year into the preparation, and I was not really keen for this exam that I have to crack it. I just filled up the form because it was being conducted by UPSC. But eventually, when the exam was taken on September 2021, it was delayed due to COVID, and then I prepared for about 1 month for that exam particularly, and I cracked it with a rank of 274. So share my experience from 2019 till 2022, 12 July. That was the interview date in UPSC. So beginning from the preparation, the civil services preparation has helped me a lot in EPF also and in other exams also. Although I could not clear civil services yet, but I'll be preparing for it. Going to the written exam of EPFO, the written exam syllabus consists of labor laws, industrial lessons, social security, accounting. That is specific to EPFO. Apart from that is general studies, then English, aptitude, and computer knowledge. So going for this, if we take into account the general studies, then those are preparing for civil services need not prepare it differently for EPFO, because the basic books like Lakshmikant for polity, Spectrum for modern history, NCRT books for geography, art and culture, and for economy also, and science from say class 9th and 10th NCRT would be enough. Uh, for aptitude and English, if we see, aptitude is included in CSAT also in civil services, and since sat for CAT also once, and I have been giving other exams also, so I did not prepare aptitude differently. It was from that only. But if anyone wants to prepare aptitude, they should go for it, because about 10 to 15 questions are from aptitude, and that is a lot of weightage in the examination, and it is easy to solve those problems. For English, I did not prepare it differently for that also, because I've been studying from English medium school, so didn't take me a lot of labor to get into all that. It was just normal English. So if anyone is well versed with English and can knows the basics of the grammar and everything, they can clear the English questions also. The most important is the specific questions which come from the labor law, social security, accounting, and industrial relations. For this, I referred to some materials from textbook. They gave extensive materials. That was more than enough, because in EPFO, EO, they don't ask you very deep into those concepts. They just want to check if you have overall basic understanding of these concepts or not. That what is different kind of code on social securities which have come, labor laws codes are there, then say accounting, what are the basic accounting principles, what accounting standards are used in India. These are the questions asked. So you need not get very deep into it and need not worry about it. If you have a strong hold on GS, then you can manage with a little bit of preparation for these topics. Computer knowledge, I didn't prepare for it because I was working in an IT firm and I've been from an engineering background, so I didn't have a lot of time also, and I didn't want to give a lot of time also for that, preparing that. So for computer, if you want to prepare, you should go through the basics, like basics of operating system, that you can refer to any NCRT book or any school material up to class 10th or 12th. That would be enough for preparing for the computer part, or you can refer to some coaching material like a textbook. Also they provide you some basics computer topics and basics material about that, so you can refer to it. So this is about computer. We have talked about GS, we have talked about English, we have talked about maths, and we have talked about so now the part is labor laws, industrial relations and social security. As I told you, you can refer it to textbook material or some other coaching material which you find convenient or easy to understand. But apart from this, the main point was that I give a lot of tests. So when the exam notification was out, I started preparing for that, but I left it because the exam was delayed. But when it was finalized that would be done on taken on September 2021, 5th September. So I started preparing a month ago for the exam. I gave around 15 tests, that also from textbook platform only. Out of those, in 15 tests, out of 300 I scored, minimum marks was 168 and the highest one was 206, but mostly it used to vary around 180 to 206. So giving those 15 tests made me acquainted to the exam environment, so that I got to understand that what kind of questions are going to be asked and how to attempt the paper, because you have to attempt around 120 questions and 125 questions on something, 120 questions on something, and it is of 300 marks. So you need to have a bit of clarity on the topics, and you need to have a particular speed so that you can complete the paper in time. And the most important thing is you need to attempt as many questions as you can. I attempted around 119 or 20 questions out of 125. Apart from this, next we'll switch to the interview. The next part was the interview. The result came out around in written result came out in October 2021. Then in June we got the schedule for an interview. I've been preparing for the interview since January 2022, but then I left the interview midway because of the civil services. So coming to the interview, I'll share my interview experience first, that what happened on that particular day. As we know that in EPFO EO there is a minimum requirement in interview, that is out of 100 marks. If you are from general category you need to score 50 marks. If you are from OBC you need to secure 45 marks. If you get below that, you are eliminated irrespective of the marks you get in the written examination. So for the interview, when I went into the UPSC building, we were called for the interview. Mine was in the afternoon session. So my board chairman was Srimati Sujata Mehta ma'am. She is retired IFS officer. So when I went into the interview room, greeted all the members. There are 4 members in the interview panel. There were 2 female members, 2 male members. Uh, while talking to them, I got to understand that one of them was psychologist. Like she asked me questions related to IQs, SQ, EQ, and all. And Sujata Mehta ma'am was there. Apart from that, other 2 male members were there. So my interview was mostly on first Sujata Mehta ma'am started, and then she asked me that you have done power engineering and then you left your engineering background to get into analytics. Why so? And if you were interested in analytics, then why did you leave it for CS, civil services? Why do you want to prepare for civil services? And then my whole interview was about my job experience, that what I have learned while I worked at Zerdus Associates for 6 months. And they wanted to know if how I could implement those learnings while I'm in EPFO. Apart from that, they asked for my graduation background also from power engineering. Then the other female member, she asked me about intelligent quotient, emotional quotient, social quotient, and my strength and weaknesses and how I would implement that in EPFO. So overall my interview was good. It was cordial. The board is very supportive. During those 20 to 25 minutes there was complete good interaction going on. There was never a moment that it was embarrassing or it was a moment that awkward silence was there. It was continuous conversation going on, that why I left the job, then why I got into civil services, how I use these things, how I use my learnings into EPFO. So everything, it was a good conversation going on. And after about 20 minutes my interview was over and I left the room greeting all the members. So UPSC interview was a great experience, and it has helped me boost my confidence also, that sitting in front of those 4 members I could deliver properly what I knew without hesitation, and there was no issue into it. So coming to that, I'll get into how I prepared for the interview. I tried to get into touch with one of the enforcement officer who was recruited in 2017, and from there I got to know about Sanjeev Kabir sir, that he teaches in Career Quest. He teaches about the he guides us about the interview. So I came here in Career Quest, and then I got mentorship from him. We had different sessions regarding body language, regarding how to answer, regarding our biodata, DAF, about how to tackle a different situation in the interview. So before I came into Career Quest, I had prepared a lot of on theoretical part. Like I had prepared extensively on labor laws, social security. In fact, the schemes run by the Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Women Child Development, everything about EPFO, the history, the annual report I went through, then about the ESIC because it is a sister organization, about my job experience, about my university, its history, about my place of birth, about my date of birth, which falls on 8th of March, which is International Women's Day. I even prepared about International Women's Day history and what is happening nowadays, women issues, then themes of International Women's Day. So I prepared extensively on everything. But the main problem I found was in delivering. So when I came here, I got to know that how to deliver those things in interview, because just preparing for the theoretical part is not enough. You need to deliver that. You need to maintain your calm, composure and confidence, which I got to learn from Career Quest. So here in those 5 lectures and 2 mock interviews, I was groomed really well, and that helped me a lot to maintain my calm, composure and patience while I was answering the questions in the interview. And since interview is very important for EPFO because it is also qualifying nature, and its marks is added obviously in the merit list, so you need to prepare for it very well, and that is where Career Quest helped me. Apart from this, I've been preparing for the civil services and other exams. So a plan B was good. I was not very keen to get into EPFO, but somehow I got that opportunity and I cracked it. So I would say that when we come to prepare for civil services, we see that we keep on giving a civil service exam for 6 attempts or 9 attempts, whatever attempts we have, and we don't take other exams also. We ever don't take other exams. So I would advise that if you have been done with your 3 or 4 attempts, you should sit for such exams, because in EPF or other exams like CAPF, Assistant Commandant, other exams, the syllabus is not very different. It is aligned with civil services only. It touches to that syllabus. So if you are well versed with it, you can crack these exams also. And since it was an opportunity, good opportunity for me, I didn't realize it in 2020, but in 2021 when I gave the exam, I cracked it, and then I was completely dedicated for the interview that I have to crack it anyhow, and finally I got a 274 rank. So it was a great experience, and I would suggest that coming enforcement officer exams, you can prepare for it accordingly. The tips and suggestions which I had, I could help you with that, and you can easily crack it. It's not a very difficult exam to crack. All you need to is to follow the strategy properly and not to get very deep into the topics. Like if labor laws, you need not get into very deep into labor laws that you are studying everything. Just have a overall understanding of the topics, and that would be enough. Thank you.